Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Cinco Symposium. Alright, so now we got The Sims. They are pushing the transgender agenda as well. They've jumped in the ring, and they now have created players that you can customize to make it look like you've got top surgery. You can put binders on, all this good stuff, pushing to people and even more so young children that it's okay to change who you are and mutilate your body. So this is from Sky News. The Sims add female to male surgery scars and binders to character choices. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it's a video game. If anyone's not familiar, The Sims is a video game where you create a character, and I mean it's been a long time since I ever played one, and it's been around since 2000. So the game's over 20 years old. But you create a character and they go to work, that you have them build up a house. You basically are playing the game of a person living, which is kind of weird. But, yeah, so we're pushing the transgender stuff in video games now, and it's absolutely insane. Like I said, kids are playing this, and now that we're pushing it onto them. Before we get too deep into this, please hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, comment, let me know what you think about this. But I mean, here you can see the top surgery where it's really grotesque. I mean, and all because you have young minor females that have gotten the surgery, and then I've seen it where it goes all the way across the chest, but you got these massive scars where they've removed perfectly healthy breast tissue from young females, and it's just it's Frankensteinish. It doesn't look good. Scars aren't meant to be like. I guess for like guys, it's more of a thing, but like usually girls don't want a giant scar across the chest. And if you did, like, isn't that? I would think that if you were so sold on the fact that you're a chick and you think you're a guy, that you have this scar. It's a constant reminder underneath your chest that, like, oh shoot, like I'm actually not a guy, or I had to do this crazy thing to feel more like a man, right? Alright, let's read some of the article. One of the best-selling video games of all time, The Sims allows players to recreate the lives of virtual people living in a suburban neighborhood. It was first released in 2000. The game, which is constantly changing and evolving, now allows players to create both disabled and transgender characters, as well as select new items of clothing, including chest binders. Which, if you don't know what chest binders are, that's another one for women where it's literally like a shirt or like a wrap they put around themselves, and it squeezes so tight against their breast, it eventually starts causing the tissue to break down and causes pain and causes problems and then the destruction of the breast tissue in young women. So we're now pushing chest binders in video games to influence young women that, this is okay and it's good. When creating a sim, players can select medical wearables, including hearing aids available in 15 different colors. Okay, hearing aids. They can put glucose monitors on. Representing transgender characters, teen and older male Sims can add top surgery scars to their characters. Top surgery scars are horizontal lines of scar tissue left after the male top surgery. Like I said, I would think that they wouldn't want to see that because it's a constant reminder that they're not a man, that of what they had to do to themselves to try to make themselves feel like more of a man. But it's still, to me, it'd be a constant reminder of that. And like I remember playing games. It's like you're playing some medieval fantasy game and you could add scars, and it's like a giant sword like coming, like scrape down their eye, or like 3 claws coming. But this is what we got now, the scars across the chest because they had to remove perfectly healthy breast tissue. Teen and older Sims can also select binders which flatten breast and bottom shapewear for their characters too. So I guess as a dude pretending to be a chick, you can add a little bump there in your dress or something. Transgender and disabled fans were quick to praise the game for its inclusivity, with Simmer T. Sizzler writing, "Finally able to give our trans-masculine and non-binary Sims top surgery scars. I love the realism. The Sims, you have no idea how many people you just helped by being able to see themselves in this game. Imagine all the in-closet trans kids who see this update." Deaf player at Luddy Summer wrote, "Never thought one day I could represent myself in The Sims, but I'm glad it's here." Who plays games and they're like, oh man, I can't wait to make my exact self and I want to see all this stuff. No, you play a game to do things that you can't do, right? You don't play a game to be like exactly what you are. You play a game maybe like having the character do things that you can't do, superpowers, or maybe some just stupid, like Grand Theft Auto. I don't want to go around stealing cars because there's obvious consequences for that. But in Grand Theft Auto, that's all you do. It's something you get to do in a game that you don't get to do in real life. But it's now pushing this transgender bullcrap, like to further cement the idea. Oh, it's good. I remember growing up in the 90s. The big things were the big social contagions were bulimia. People would go and it was mostly young women would go and make themselves throw up, and they were having all kinds of issues because they weren't getting proper nutrition. They were having esophagus issues because so much their stomach acid was jacking up their esophagus. Then you had not only the bulimia, but you had anorexia. You had girls that were just starving themselves, and it's an eating disorder, right? It's something we said, this isn't good. It's happening. We need to figure out how to battle it, but it's not good. And also, people were cutting themselves a lot. I remember that was a big thing that people were, girls, and mostly girls, were going and they would cut themselves on their arms, or then they started like cutting themselves in their thigh. Like, it's a problem. It's not a good thing to harm your body, to do things to cause pain, or to cut the skin open. Like, but it's this mental problem that these people faced, where they felt the need to do that to harm themselves. And that's exactly what this is. People are not happy with what they have. They think they've been sold the lie that there's something else. And so they literally have to harm themselves. They have to cut themselves open and remove perfectly healthy tissue from their body to make themselves feel more like something that they want it to be like, which they're not. And people like The Sims are pushing that idea that that's okay and that's good. So my question is, why is The Sims not... I want a character that cuts themselves. I want them to go in the bathroom and cut themselves. I want a character to go in the bathroom and do heroin and simulate that. I want The Sims to create a character that I can starve to death and get them down to being like Holocaust skinny and live that way. Or I want a bulimic character. And then the thing is, they don't put that in there because everyone knows it's not healthy. And everyone with any common sense that's not on the leftist just dumb train knows that what they're doing to these young children and telling them, or people in general, but especially young children, telling them that they can be a woman or they can be a man, and sending them to get these surgeries, and it's not good for their psychology. It's not good for their health. They're physically cutting their body open and removing tissue or cutting things off of their body to try to feel better about what they think they are. When have we ever done that in medical history before? We haven't. This is 5 minutes old. We've only been doing this for the past few years, where people have grabbed onto this ideology and pushed it. And now The Sims is doing it too. Video games are getting involved and pushing this bullcrap that's not healthy and it's not good for people. Like I said, they're not going to let you make a character that's bulimic and like can force themselves to throw up food. Because that's not something you want kids to be doing. That's not something you want to push, like making pushing that it's okay, right? I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna get people say like, "Oh, it's just a video game." I literally was just talking about Grand Theft Auto and how you're stealing, but I don't know. Like, The Sims is one of those different ones. It's like it seems like people are playing Sims to see themselves. I wasn't a big Sims fan, so. Maybe not. I don't know. Tell me what you think about it. I just think it's bad. I think it's still pushing the culture of transgender. It's pushing the idea that this is okay. It's okay to destroy perfectly good tissue on people. It's okay to cut things off people. I don't believe that's healthy. I don't believe that's a healthy thing. I don't believe it's a healthy thing psychologically tricking someone into believing that they are something that they never can be. Right? You're never going to be a dinosaur. No matter how many tattoos you put on your body or you get teeth implanted, you're not a dinosaur. Sorry, it's not the case. So I think it's bad overall. Let me know what you think. Sims, man, y'all suck. I don't know what else to say. Let me know what y'all think. Hit that like button. Until next time, y'all have a great day.